So, you know that feeling, right? You're deep in a study session, the clock is ticking, and you put on a lo-fi playlist. And then, suddenly, everything just clicks. Well, it turns out there's some really fascinating science behind why that happens. So today, let's dive in and uncover the biology behind those chill beats.
I mean, why do these chill beats feel like a warm hug for your brain? It's a feeling so many of us know. You press play and it's like this warm auditory blanket just settles over your mind. So what's really going on here? What's happening inside our heads that makes this music so good for studying and deep work? And that's really the key takeaway here. It's not just about a cozy vibe. Lo-fi is a legitimate, powerful focus tool. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can use it, backed by science, to seriously boost your concentration and, actually get stuff done.
All right, so let's get right into it. Is it just a vibe or is it a tool? Is there something real happening here? We're about to explore the biology that makes lo-fi such an incredible partner for your brain.
Okay, think of it like this. Your attraction to lo-fi, it's not random at all. In our world of constant notifications, pings, and dings, your brain is actually trying to help you. It's actively looking for a calm, predictable space so it can finally concentrate. It's almost like a survival instinct for our super distracted times. And that brings us to this really cool idea. Your brain is looking for a safe harbor, a sonic safe harbor. So let's get into the actual neuroscience of why these sounds feel so incredibly calming and, well, safe. Okay, so you gotta remember, your brain evolved in a world where a tiny snapped twig could mean a predator was right there. That ancient wiring, it's still running today. It's this built-in threat detection system. It's always listening, and any sudden, sharp, or unpredictable sound immediately puts it on high alert. And when you're on high alert, relaxing and focusing, yeah, that's pretty much impossible.
And this is exactly why lo-fi is so brilliant. It does the complete opposite of what triggers that threat system. I mean, think about it. The tempo is super gentle, almost like a resting heart rate. The loops are repetitive and predictable. You're not going to get any sudden jumps in volume. It's just consistently non-threatening. And that sends a message to that ancient part of your brain that everything is okay. It's basically like your brain is saying to itself, okay, this sound pattern is safe. I can finally relax and just let this run in the background. It realizes it doesn't need to be on high alert anymore. That whole vigilant system gets to power down, and what you feel is that sense of calm, that release. Your brain can finally stop scanning for danger and use all that energy on, that giant paper you've been putting off.
Okay, so your brain feels safe. What's next? Well, that calm is what unlocks our next big idea, freeing up your precious mental bandwidth.
And this comparison really nails it. Just think of your working memory as your computer's RAM. When you listen to music with lyrics, you're forcing your brain to process two streams of language at once. The words you're reading for your assignment and the words you're hearing in the song. But lo-fi, because it's mostly instrumental, it completely removes that competition. It kind of becomes what one source called white noise with a soul. It's there, but it doesn't steal your focus. And this all boils down to a concept called cognitive load. That's just a fancy term for how much of your working memory, your mental RAM, is being used. When that load is high, it's like trying to run 20 different programs on your computer at once. Everything just grinds to a halt. So by picking music that doesn't add to that load, you're literally giving yourself more brain power for the hard stuff, like thinking and studying. So let's do a quick recap of what we've got. Your brain on lo-fi is a happy brain because 1, it's predictable and non-threatening. 2, it's got a super low cognitive load. And 3, which we're about to get into, it's incredibly comforting and even nostalgic. And this next part is so cool to me. You know those little imperfect sounds in lo-fi, like the vinyl crackle or the tape hiss? Those aren't mistakes. Psychologically, they're actually super powerful cues. They signal something personal, something handmade, and that triggers feelings of safety and nostalgia. I mean, this quote from the source just says it all. It sounds like a bedroom, not a boardroom. And that's it, right? The whole texture of lo-fi creates this little auditory safe space. It doesn't feel corporate or sterile. It feels like a quiet, cozy room where it's totally okay to just relax and let your mind do its thing. Okay, so we've covered all the science, the why behind it all. Now let's get to the really practical part, the how. How do you take all this knowledge and turn lo-fi into a tool, an actual focus ritual you can use? The whole trick to this is a concept called a state-dependent cue. Basically, your brain is an amazing association machine, and you can actually train it to connect a specific sound with a specific mental state. In this case, deep focus.
This is how we go from just passively listening to actively using it as a tool.
All right, so here's your 4-step focus ritual. It's super simple. Step 1, choose one playlist, just one. This is going to be for deep work only. Step 2, create a little pre-work ritual. You sit down, you put your headphones on, you press play. Step 3, and this is crucial, use it only for focused tasks. No scrolling social media, no doing chores. And finally, step 4, when you're done working, turn it off. You got to protect that special association.
What you're doing here, over time, is you're creating a Pavlovian bell for your brain. Seriously, just pressing play on that one playlist becomes an automatic trigger that tells your brain, okay, it's time to focus. And that just massively reduces the friction, that mental struggle to get started and get into the zone.
And this quote really gets to the heart of it all. You're giving your brain permission to feel safe enough to work. You're not forcing your brain to do anything. You're just creating this predictable, safe environment, removing the distractions, and giving it the security it needs to do what it already wants to do: think, create, and learn. So the next time you press play, just remember, you're not just listening to some chill beats. You're actually using a pretty sophisticated tool to work with your brain's biology, not against it. Now, we talked about lo-fi today, but this principle works for anything. So the real question is, what tool are you going to build to master your focus?